into the question, but the way you do it is you play Jokic in single coverage, right? You saw Kevin Love start, which we talked about, by the way, that was in my breakdowns, right? Like what we look into. Kevin Love start, single coverage. And when he sees single coverage, he doesn't see double teams coming. He sees players stunting at him. He's going to go into beast mode, which you thought was the right move. But by the way, when KCP and Michael Porter Jr. can't knock down shots and you're exchanging threes for twos, that plays into how Miami wants to play.
Your best shot is for Jokic to, I know Spoelstra could say whatever, but if Jokic has fewer than 5 assists, doesn't matter how many points he scores, you have a shot. Like if Jokic is there with 12 assists, that's when you're dead.
Yeah, well, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you should be okay with it.
I mean, these dudes shot 50% from the three-point line and 50% from the field pretty much. Damn.
It's not like they haven't done that consistently throughout these playoffs. They have.
You just didn't see it. I understand, Jay. See, that's why I said they're going to play four games. At least 4 games.
So you didn't get caught with that trap of the word sweep.
Nope.
You're smart.
Yeah, I would have played it differently than you're playing it right now.
Well, because I don't think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep either. That's why I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to lean into that one.
Yeah, but then you cross that bridge when you get to it. But right now, I would just say, I said gentleman's sweep. I am a gentleman, obviously, and so I mean gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, but then that bridge is going to be crossed on Wednesday, and I don't feel confident with the way these dudes are defending. I mean, if I'm Michael Malone, I'm so angry about it. I mean, I can't. First off, I can't watch Michael Porter Jr. on the court. It's
25 points, more than 12 assists, right? That kind of game for Jokic is better than more than 35 points, fewer than 5 assists. You'd rather have him as the team-destroying, do-everything guy than just a scorer. And by the way, all that said, they still the Nuggets
right there.
They were right there.
But by the way, go back to the way the game started, though. What did we talk about the Lakers doing? You're moving AD off Jokic. You had Rui, you had LeBron. You threw different bodies at him, and you had AD be more of the free safety, right? You saw that with Kevin Love starting. Kevin Love took on that initial, and that allowed Jimmy. Nobody's trying to let Jokic drop 40. You're making life on him as difficult as possible.
Sure.
You're just not leaving shooters to double team him. You're keeping him in single coverage. You're forcing every shot to be difficult.
You don't want him to score 40, Jay, but if he scored 40 and you and you win, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing in football. If that guy catches 10 balls and we win the game, it doesn't matter. I'm taking away some other important attributes to the game, and part of that is his assist.
Yeah, the 4 assists, Key. You're right.
Yeah, if you add, let's say he had 15 assists plus the 41, then that means the other guys is eating.
Well, you'd rather have him.
Like I said this in a breakdown. I said, Jamal Murray is the key to their offense. Like when he is next level, they are a complete team. But with Jimmy Butler, and I give him so much credit, he was chasing Jamal Murray around every screen. He made life difficult. And then in the fourth, he came through. Made a clutch 3 in the corner. Yeah, they were in drop coverage key. Yeah, he made big buckets, man. And Duncan Robinson, respect Duncan. I mean, they had Duncan Robinson out there looking like he scored 10 points by himself. 10 points by himself in the third. I mean, that allowed them to go on this run.
Yeah, off the dribble, by the way, hitting threes. Yeah.
I guess, Key, like today I'm just going to lay out a little bit of my frustration because, like, when you pay attention to Denver throughout the course of the year, Michael Malone has been talking about this team slacking defensively. And, like, so many possessions they slacked, right? Like, I'll give you I wrote down the first 3 possessions of the game, okay? It was an out-of-bounds possession, right, when Max Strus made his first 3. Mm-hmm. KCP, literally, it was a down screen. KCP was caught standing up. Max Strus ran off the screen like straight sprint. By the time KCP recognized he sprinted off.
Make or miss shots, we're going to be who we are because we're not worried about anybody else. It's how it's been all year long, and that's not going to change. So that's what I think it is. I think it's the I don't give a damn factor.
I want to get back to what you said about bringing Kevin Love, and it's the same thing that the Lakers tried. And by the way, it's not that the Lakers didn't have success. They made every single game close. They just lost every single game. That you bring a body on to put on Joker, right? You bring a body on, you do different things to or Aaron Gordon in this case, right? And that leaves what you would call your free safety or your center fielder, your guy who to guard the
garden action. They blitz Gabe Vincent. You're like, why? Max Drew sprinted towards the corner. Boom, knocked down the three. Like, it's miscues and miscommunication and not making the right reads and standing. Look, Michael Porter Jr. right here on ESPN2. His hands are open. He's like, nah, dude, like, why are you blitzing? Switch. Like, it's all these little things that Michael Malone has been talking
He's
about.
also not the most eager passer I've ever seen, Michael Porter Jr. Jimmy Butler was talking about the Heat's mentality. They have now tied this final series at 1 game apiece.
I just think nobody cares on our team. We're not worried about what anybody thinks. We're so focused in on what we do well and who we are as a group that at the end of
have to do things to slow him down. They were blitzing him. They were making life difficult for him because not only does that turn Jokic into more of a scorer, but the issue with this team, and you talked about it last week too, like the Warriors, they have 2 point guards really. Like the Warriors had Steph and Dre. In this case, Dre can also shoot, and he's 7 feet tall. But it's not like Jamal Murray is not an excellent point guard. So when you make life difficult for him and you turn Jokic into a scorer, suddenly they have no point guards. And that's, to me, that's like the key to the whole thing right now. The question is, how does Michael Malone adjust?
And then you go to, I mean, you saw Eric. I know we're talking about Jamal Murray, but I really have to give Duncan Robinson his flowers. And every Miami Heat fan will know about this today, right? Like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, like the exchanges, like Miami is down 75-83, and you feel Denver can run away with it. Okay, so the miscues I talk about. They swing the ball to the top of the key. Duncan Robinson gives Jamal Murray a head fake. Jamal Murray flies by him, 1 dribble, splash, 3. Okay, next possession, he gets the ball back, drives the ball on the baseline, taps boards, right, on Jamal Murray, gets an and one, and then he gets another layup the next possession afterwards. A 10-point swing in the matter of like 30 seconds. We're like, oh my God, Duncan Robinson is doing things off the dribble. And I'm sitting there looking at Michael Porter Jr. like, you can't do what Duncan Robinson is doing. I'm yelling at the screen.
Well, Van Gundy pointed it out when he took him off the dribbles. I'm so impressed with what he did off the dribble. And a play or two later, there he is, not catching, shooting.
Off the dribble.
But off the dribble, creating a little space and then shooting. Enough touches where he can shoot it. So now he wants to shoot it and takes a bad shot.
That's the same with Michael Porter Jr., right? He takes erratic shots. They're not within the flow of the offense.
I was talking about Porter Jr.
Oh, you were talking about Porter Jr. Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Right? They're erratic because he doesn't get the touches.
Yeah. So the Heat take game 2, 111-108. Although as
Key. Yeah.
I feel for you, my man.
Yeah, I feel for you too, Key. Feel for you too.
How about
Don't
me?
try
I
to
took the Heat
escape
in
it.
7. I'm sticking. I've stuck.
No,
Sticking with it, or sticking with it.
I stuck with it after
There it is.
one game, after one loss.
game.
I had the guts to stick with my pick.
it also
Good player.
10-point swing, man. That fast.
I'm still waiting for Porter Jr. to heat up at some point. Like he's going to go all playoffs without like he's 6'10". He can bomb from the outside.
yeah, he might heat up, but so far no good.
Well, what happens when you're playing Joker in single coverage? All of a sudden, guys like KCP only get 3 shots. So when he gets that 3 at the end of the game, my man hasn't touched the ball the whole game.
And so now he wants to shoot it even when there are 3 guys open. So the
Excuse kills me. And
Call me Michael, whatever. Feels like he done stepped in a little bit too. I'm starting to feel like it as a coach. Like
you think so?
Why? Finally, it's gonna catch up to him. That's what I feel. Because he be talking that talk too much, you know.
Yeah, but
he feel good.
But everybody's talking a little. I just.
but he extra. He got a little extra. I agree.
Yeah, it's
On
a little
what, though?
extra with
A
him.
little extra.
On what? Tell me where.
Us against the world. No one believes
Yeah,
it.
all
Why?
of that.
Because
You
they
got-
do.
Just play
Yeah, I know,
basketball.
do.
But I know
So
Akimi
does
just like he
Jimmy
went to
Butler.
that well once or twice too many times.
So does Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler talking about they were in the locker room smiling after the
No,
game
but
because they know
that's-
the same
but
thing just
that's
worked out.
different though, Jay.
Why?
Because it's Jimmy.
You laid it on a little too thick. You don't think you did that a little too
what
much?
I will tell you, over the weekend, I got concerned because when I saw Aaron Gordon talking about, when I'm not